Hey y'all, it's Matt Fouch here. Thank you for watching this video. I've had several people of late message me or in conversation have said to me that they didn't know that I sang. So I wanted to let you all know before you watch this interview that I sing with a group called Legacy 5, and I also do some solo music. So in the description below, you can click on the links to listen to my solo music. You can also go to mattfouch.com and you can go to legacy5.com to check out the music that I am a part of. Thank you all for watching this. Hey Nick, thanks for being with me today, man. I appreciate it.
What's up, Matt? Thanks for having me, man.
Man, thank you for accepting my invitation. I'm so glad that you're able to be with me. I've been wanting to get around to having you on, and so we finally got it worked out. I took a couple weeks off where I didn't do any just because, man, if you try to get enough interviews with people to fill a calendar right now with nothing else going on really, with very few concerts, that's a lot of interviews. So, man,
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
what in the world have you been doing the last few months, man?
Man, this is probably going to be the most boring story you've heard as far as what we've been doing because we've just stayed at home. I've spent time with my kids. I got two kids that are 8 and 5 now.
Yeah.
And we've just kind of stuck around the house, and we've had popsicles on the bed of my truck every day, and they've ridden their bikes and their scooters out in the parking lot. And we've kind of done some upgrading to our house, just stuff that we wanted to do we haven't really been able to get around to. So just little stuff like that, pretty much.
Man, sounds like it's been enjoyable though, at least relaxing for you. Have you, well, let me ask it this way. I was going to ask, you mentioned doing some stuff around the house. So I was going to ask about the honey-do list. How many of those things have you been able to knock off so far?
It's funny. When we came home, our last weekend, we were actually with y'all in Branson back in
Mhm.
March.
Yeah.
And when we came home, it was probably about a week before we figured out, okay, we're going to be here for a while. So Jess and I sat down and we made a list of stuff that we wanted to get done. So it was a honey-do list, but it was one that we kind of both made. And just one item a day we try to knock off. That was our goal. If we could get more done, then that was good. But we got a lot done. I completely tore all of the landscaping out of the front of my house, which wasn't really that much. But I kind of wanted to get all that gone out of there and cleaned out and start over with that, and just little things like that. We painted shutters. So I was up on a ladder for a little while doing that, but it's been good for us because it's given us some quality time to just kind of do things together that we don't normally take the time to do, I guess, with our travel schedules.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people have struggled through this time. It's been a hard time for a lot of people who have been affected by this. But for us, it's just been, I mean, just nothing really.
So what have you been getting involved? I mean, have you been doing stuff at your church outside of just working kind of around the house? Has Mark Trammell Quartet been working on any new music during this time or making any plans for stuff in the future?
We uh we we kind of have been starting to listen to new songs to do a new project, but really haven't gone forward with anything yet. As far as our church goes, actually, I travel and sing for a living. My wife sings in the church choir, and she has actually done a lot more singing this last 3 months than we have. We've joked about that. It's my job, but she's done more of it. But with her church, she's been when they were doing the uh, the online services, her and three or four other people would go in with the worship leader there, and they would record the music portion of the service every week. So she was still involved in doing that every week, even when everybody else was stuck at home. So
Yeah,
just
my wife
little
actually
stuff like that.
my wife actually same type of deal. She's involved in the music at our church as well. So I mean, it's the same thing for me. She was going every week, a couple times a week, going and recording for the music for church and for the live stream and everything. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
at, at home watching the boys and like
Yeah,
supposed to be the one going to sing, but she was.
yeah, I know the roles are reversed now.
That's right, man. What has been the highlight for you and the guys with Mark Trammell Quartet pre-COVID for like 2019 going into 2020?
The highlight, we just we got our new tenor singer, Stephen Adair. He just joined us back in the fall, and we've just been really working on clicking with him. And it takes a while when you get new members in a group to kind of start gelling and coming together. And before all this started, that was really kind of starting to happen. We were starting to add some more live stuff into our set that featured him. And so I'm looking forward to, once we get back on the road, being able to kind of start doing that again. We actually have our homecoming event coming up at the end of July. I'm not sure the dates right off the top of my head, but it's the last weekend in July. If none of the restrictions kind of go back into place, we're still planning on having it at Wills Creek Church in Gadsden, Alabama. So we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to hopefully being able to get back to a little bit of normalcy, but we'll see what happens.
So tell me a little bit about that homecoming. Who are you having?
The homecoming, we've got Friday night. I wish I could remember the dates off the top of my head, but if you go to our website or our Facebook page, there'll be an ad on there for it. But we're having the Wisnets on Friday night, and we're having Greater Vision on Saturday night. And usually Saturday afternoon, we have a couple of daytime events that we do, but because of everything right now, we're just kind of putting those on hold. But we are still trying to have the concerts each night. There will be social distancing measures put into place. We're going to have the chairs spread out. The church is working with us to make sure that we're in concordance with whatever's in effect for our area at the time. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. But we're looking forward to hopefully being able to do that.
Man, I know you're a sports fan, and so we've missed out on a few things this spring and summer. But of the sports that are going to be coming back, hopefully, what are you most looking forward to the returning of sports?
I love the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a big football fan. I love Atlanta Braves, Cleveland Indians. I kind of have two baseball teams that I follow. I am most looking forward to my little boy's 6-year-old coach pitch team, the Yard Goats, getting back out on the field. I'm excited about that. I'm hoping that we get to do that in the fall. They canceled the spring season for our area. So we had the hats, we had the jerseys, we had everything ready. They had several practices, so we were ready to go, and then they had to cut it. So, but hopefully in the fall we can get a team together so they can play.
So now, are you the guy that's like showing him what he's doing? Like, okay, this is how you stand, this is how you hold the bat, or are you letting the coaches do that, or are you the coaches?
Well, we have the coach that he had in the spring. He also had last year for the spring and the fall, and we really liked him, so we wanted to make sure he got on his team. But I help whenever I'm home. I kind of told him at the beginning of the season, I was like, I'll do as little or as much as you want me to when I'm here, but I travel, so I'm not going to be here every practice, every game. But I get out in the yard and work with him a little bit, and then when we get to practices, the coach will split up kids with 2 or 3 of the dads out there and do different drills and stuff. So we have a good time.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Grayson, my oldest, had just gotten into the coach pitch this last summer. And he enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. I actually released a video where he was actually more involved with playing in the dirt than actually playing the game.
Yes.
Is that your son too, or is that just mine?
My boy Elijah, it's funny that you asked that. Last year, it was in the fall, and they had him at shortstop. And I was in the dugout. I kind of helped with getting the kids ready to, whoever was up next to bat, having them ready, helmet on their head, bat in their hand, ready to walk out. And when they were in the field, we just kind of stood there and watched. And Charlie, one inning, he was out there playing in the dirt, not looking around. So we came back to the dugout. I was like, Charlie Bug, when you're out there in the field, you need to watch who's batting. You need to watch the ball so you don't get hit if they hit it to you, And so the next inning, he goes back out there playing in the dirt, not looking around. So he comes back into the dugout. I'm like, Charlie, you need to really pay attention to the game, So he goes back out there. The third inning, I look out there, and he's laying on his back, looking up at the sky. So he comes back in. I'm like, just do your thing, man.
I think everybody watching that's had a kid in any kind of like sports, when they're young, there's always that moment. In baseball for Grayson, it was where he was playing in the dirt and messing around and just not even paying attention. He's also done a similar type of thing with basketball, and upwards where, you're supposed to be between your man and the basket, guarding your man. Well, he
Yeah.
was actually like behind his guy, guarding him from going the wrong way. Like,
Can we go the other way? Yeah.
but the kid kept trying to go the wrong way, even though the ball
Oh,
was
that's awesome.
going that way, because he was just
He was
watching.
just going towards the defender. Yeah.
Right. That stuff is so much fun. And
Oh yeah.
what's been another moment like that with you, maybe with your daughter, the stuff that she's involved in?
Well, we had her in softball last year too, and she actually in the fall she played softball. In the spring, we had some friends of ours that were like, "You need to sign Tessa up to play." So we were like, "Okay." We went to the league and signed her up. Well, when we got to the first practice, we realized she's the only girl out there, and this was 6 and 7 year olds. She was one of the older ones out there, so she was a little bit taller, but she was the only girl out there. And at first we were like, "I don't know, maybe we just need to pull her out of this. I don't want her to, be uncomfortable." First practice, she was out there. She hit the ball and running towards first base, and we kept running into the guy or touch the base or whatever. The ball was running on the first base line, and we're yelling, "Just run through it, run through it, run through it!" And she just smacks right into that first baseman kid and knocks him on the ground and just keeps running. We're like, yes.
Hey, they're just following directions, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, she felt bad. She thought she had hurt him, but he just hopped right back up. But we were just laughing because finally she did it. She knocked the kid down, and she did it.
Well, with kids, it's black and white. It's like,
Exactly,
do
exactly.
this, okay, boom,
Literal. Yeah.
man. What are you missing the most about not being out on the road during this time?
The people. We love to sing, we love to travel, but the reason we do it is for the people, to encourage people and to point people towards Jesus. And I think that's what we miss the most, is that interaction with everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. I've asked that question of several artists, and during these interviews, and pretty much everybody has said the same thing. We miss
Yeah.
seeing our friends out there on the road. We miss the people that we have relationships with, and
and the camaraderie between all the different singers and everything. We do concerts with y'all, with other groups all the time, and now we haven't got to hang out very much. So yeah, we miss that too.
That's right. And a lot of us have we go to sometimes the same places year after year after year after year. And so over many years of going to those places, you form great relationships with folks. And so we all miss that part of it. One thing I'll say for me that I've missed it as well is, just that singing, man, getting together, and that blend, that sound that you create with the guys that you sing with. And speaking of that, what kind of song, or what is the song, I guess I should say, are you missing singing the most right now?
Oh, wow. I have two. Of course, my favorite song that we do is "The King Is Coming." That one's different from every other song we do. No matter when we sing that song, it hits differently than everything else. But as far as just fun song for me to sing, our newest album has a song. It's actually the title of the project, called "God Has Provided," and that's probably my favorite song that we do right now. It has a good message to it, but it's also a real upbeat, fun song to sing. And it has that real high screaming ending on it, so it's kind of fun to do.
That's awesome, man. I know, so you guys got the July homecoming, assuming that still happens. You're starting to look at songs. Is there anything else coming up that you want to share with the folks that you guys are involved in, assuming things don't go crazy again over the rest of the summer and into the fall?
Come to NQC. So far, that's still going. I don't know what it's going to look like, if it's going to be any different from normal, but that's still supposed to be going. We usually do a Christmas tour with the Wisnits every year, and I don't know if the dates are on our schedule yet for that, but we usually do the Saturday after Thanksgiving through the following Sunday, so a week from the day after, pretty much. But 7 or 8 days we usually do that. So we got that coming up again. We're planning on doing it if nothing changes. But we always look forward to that. So look at our schedule. If you're out there, look at, we have the Singing at Sea still coming up. I think you can still get on that if, again, that happens. So just all those things that, like you said, we do year after year. Now we're having to put a star by it just to
Put a little
make sure that's still going.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
What where can they go to check that out? I know you guys are online, but I can't remember the website off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's marktrammellquartet.com, or you can look on Facebook at the Mark Trammell Quartet, and usually we have stuff on there about everything that we have coming up. So you can check both of those out. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. We have somebody that kind of handles that for us. So
Right on. Man,
if you
anything
just
you
want to
want
look
to
all
share?
that up, we're there.
Anything you want to share from your heart with the folks before we say goodbye to them?
Just from me personally, and from all the rest of the guys in the group, and really the rest of the industry, I could say to the people, thank you. We could not have survived this last 3 months without the first week that we announced we had dates canceling and we were going to be missing stuff, people calling asking if they could do anything, people just sending us a little donation here and there, people going on our website and buying CDs that we know they already had,
Yeah.
and just doing their best to help us out because this is what we rely on for a living, and I know y'all do too. And I just want to say thank you to those people that just, without having to, and we know you were going through struggles too, and you still helped us, so we really appreciate
Yeah, we love you all as a family of artists. To our extended family out there, we love you guys. I know you love the Mark Trammell Quartet. Go check them out. And if you can, go to their events, go to the different things they have going on. Nick, thanks for your time today, man. I've
that.
enjoyed
Hey,
myself.
thank you, man. Thanks for having me.